Hello and welcome to week 3 of our weight loss challenge. My name is Marcelo and I will be your virtual personal trainer and fitness nutrition coach. Okay, before we begin, I had to remind you that everything that I'm going to share is for educational purposes only. And if you have any food allergies or dietary restrictions, you must consult a registered dietitian to create a plan that suits your specific needs. Okay, so last week, let's do a quick review of last week. The 3 focus areas or any weight loss program. In my opinion, the best are the low carb diet combining with intermittent fasting, which is optional. Remember, the low carb diet, avoid spiking the blood sugar, keep the blood sugar stable, and intermittent fasting, among many other benefits, it will help use fat as fuel. So that's the best of both worlds. The third main area was the physical activity, as simple as walking daily. Aim for 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day. If you don't have the time to go all those steps at once, of course, it's going to be a lot of steps. It's during the day, but the strategy would be also to break down time during the day. For instance, 10, 15, or if you have time, 20 minutes after breakfast, the same amount of time after lunch and the same amount after dinner, okay? Right there you have maybe a mile in the morning, a mile at lunch, and a mile at dinner. 3 miles, every mile is about 100 calories, right there, boom. You burn 300 calories by just walking 3 times a day. Those 300 calories will help you with calorie deficit. Remember, in week 1, we were talking about we have to find 500 calories deficit. Oh my goodness, seems to be a lot. There you have it. 3 miles walking, you have about 300 calories. And then you maybe avoid an extra donut, which is 200 to 300 calories, or the concoction coffee at Starbucks, which is a lot of calories too. Right there, you found 500 calorie deficit. If you are consistent with that 7 days, you will find 1 consistent pound less per week, because 500 times 7 is 3,500 calories. That's equal to 1 pound per week. All right. So weight loss, 3 focus area: low carb diet, intermittent fasting, and walking daily. Of course, would be a plus if you can start lifting weights to build lean muscles, because unfortunately, in any weight loss program, we lose some muscle, but weightlifting will minimize that. If you need help with that, you know I am your trainer, your virtual trainer. I can help you with that. All right, let's move on. The next topic was the tour of the supermarket. Avoid the bakery aisle. Avoid the ice cream aisle. Don't buy those stuff. If you had to consume them, consume it outside the house, but don't bring them to the house, because we are going to eat them. Where do you going to start? You are going to start from the produce department, loaded with fruit and veggies. Those are the type of food that we need to eat the most, that will help us lose weight in a healthy way. Why? Because that type of food is loaded with nutrients and very low in calories, That's why it's very important that we pile the plate with fruit, veggies. Your portion of healthy carbs could be quinoa, and a portion of protein could be chicken or fish, right? But mainly that plate should be loaded with veggies. If we are still hungry, a piece of fruit for dessert. So you load that, and then of course you go for the healthy proteins and the dairy, low fat. That was the tour of the supermarket. Since we're at the supermarket, remember to read nutrition labels and choose items with the least amount of sugar. Sugar is hidden everywhere, so look for the amount of sugar. 10 grams or less, good to go. Otherwise, just swap for something else, maybe a substitute, right? And the other one was the ingredients. Sometimes some products that are fake type of food will have tons of ingredients, a lot of ingredients. We don't know what they are, but it's a chemical concoction to create in our mind, make us addictive to that product. I always put the example of a donut, because that's a fake food with a lot of chemicals, right? Who knows what that is, but it's delicious, right? One donut will not do anything. We have to have 2 or 3, and guess what? You have a lot of calories right there. So 10 items or less. Now, there is an item that I forgot to talk about the other day that is called high fructose corn syrup. If you see that item, high fructose corn syrup, in the part of the ingredients, forget it, let it go. That's poison. That is worse than table sugar. And that item is found in sodas and fruit juice, okay? So that is responsible to create a fatty liver, to lower the insulin resistance, and also will promote diabetes type 2. So avoid high fructose corn syrup. If you see that, forget it. Find something else. You don't need to put that in your body, okay? That was reading the nutrition labels, ingredients, and of course, it's very challenging to control sugar cravings, but it's all about creating a new habit. Remember, any new habit can be created in 21 days, or to break a bad habit, it will take 21, 28 days of consistency, right? Not because I tried this once in a blue moon, that's it. No, consistent. It has to be consistent. That we have to be consistent with the effort to avoid sugar, okay? So the body will adapt. If I swap any sugary items for an apple, the body doesn't know where the sugar comes from. Of course, this one is gonna taste better than the sugar coming from the apple, but I had to trick my body that this is the type of sugar that I'm going to have from now on, not this refined sugar. Eventually, the body will say, you know what, I can function even better with this type of sugar. The other one, okay. So it's all about creating a habit. And it's a discipline, right? Or mindset. It's all about creating a mindset. But I don't have a willpower. A lot of people sometimes say, I don't have the willpower. Well, nobody was born with willpower. The willpower is built with practice by saying no. All right. So if I go to a restaurant and the guy comes with the chips and sauce in a Mexican restaurant, my willpower will say, no, thank you. I will wait until the main dish, or I will have a glass of water and I will wait. If I go to an Italian restaurant, the bread basket with butter is there, right? So the willpower starts by saying no and push it away. The more I do this, the more practice I will have. So eventually I will create willpower. Again, we have to practice to create willpower. Nobody was born with willpower. Same thing with the sugar craving, but also we have to be prepared to avoid these sugar cravings. As we mentioned the previous week about to eat a balanced diet. Why? Because you want to keep your blood sugar stable. If we eat crappy food, the blood sugar will spike, and of course I will be craving for all type of sugars. The next one was don't skip any meal. If I'm hungry, of course I'm going to be starving, and whatever is in my way, I'm going to eat, but I'm going to be craving for sugar. Most of the time it's sugar. The other strategy was a plan in advance. If you know that you're going to be for a long time outside the house, no access, carry something with you. We mentioned the other day to put some almonds with some raisins, just to create a little bit something with sugar, but very little. But the almonds are going to keep me full longer. So prepare in advance. The sugar in banana is a sugar that I can use for energy later on. I never leave the house with the banana in my backpack because it's easy to peel and I will eat it anytime or in the car. But always create a plan. Don't leave the house if you know that you are going to be for a long time. Don't leave the house with anything in your backpack, with your bag, because of course, if you get yourself hungry or for a lot of hours without food, guess what? The first thing that we're going to be craving is for sugar. So plan in advance, don't skip meals, eat a balanced diet. Drinking a lot of water was another strategy, because the sugar craving comes and goes in waves. One glass of water and I wait 2 minutes, the sugar craving will go away. You have to practice. Remember, it's all about creating willpower. Then the last one was start a strength training program, because when we are lifting weights, building muscle, look at ourselves in the mirror, we are looking good, we are going to be more cautious about what we put in our body. And the next time I'm going to have a sugar craving and I go straight for that donut, I will say, oh man, I spent so much time lifting weights and building lean muscles and looking very, very nice. I don't want to ruin that progress, right? So it's going to be more mindful when we start lifting weights for the sugar craving. I say, what? Weightlifting and sugar craving doesn't go together. Yes, it does. Start lifting weights and you will see how you change your mind and body about what you put in your body. You don't want to ruin your progress. Okay, so enough with the review. Now, this week topic is all about getting off track. We were talking about mindset. Okay, this is all about mindset. We are going to practice to build a strong mindset. The meal planning, this is awesome. This is one of the most difficult things that we are going to face in any weight loss program because, of course, you are busy. Of course, you have a job, a house to maintain, or a family to take care of. Of course, you are going to be super busy, but meal planning will help you a lot. The substitutions, every time you can, try to find a substitution, stick to that, and you will not crave for the other bad stuff. You're going to eat the new healthy stuff. So substitution is key. Inflammatory foods, I will mention them. Of course, guess which they are. Inflammatory foods are the bad stuff, but the good stuff, right? So let's get back to getting off track. This is part of the process. It's expected. It's going to happen. It's not that we are going to have the motivation forever. At some point, the motivation will go away and we fall off track. But it's no problem because we know that this is going to happen. So just be nice to yourself. Don't blame on you. Don't start creating negative thoughts about you. No. That's the worst thing that we can do. If you get off track, no big deal. Reset, push the reset button and get back on track as quick as possible. Remember, it's all about creating a strong mindset with practice. When you follow the plan of healthy eating or physical activity, don't feel bad. Again, don't feel bad because this is going to happen. I like to put an example of the professional skiers, right? They train for years. They are awesome in those skis. But even them, after years of training, doing many pirouettes in the air and landing on their feet, whatever, even them, sometimes they fall, right? With all the practice, they fall. But what do they do after every single fall? They just get back up and keep going. That's the same thing that we have to do. We fall off track, no big deal, no big deal. Don't start making bad thoughts about yourself. No, just get back and keep pushing, keep moving forward. But don't feel bad about what you have done. And getting off track, don't blame others. Take responsibility. Okay, this is another thing that is very, very common. Sometimes we say, hey, friends or family are coming out of town. That's what happened. We went to a restaurant. I overate. Okay. Or I live in Florida, October, November, hurricane time. We have this warning of hurricane. The schools are shut down, everything closed. So we go to the supermarket. We load the house with snacks and everything else. And we kill all those snacks before the hurricane arrived. If you have been there, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so don't feel that. It's going to happen, all right? But don't blame, oh, this hurricane made me eat more, or my family came out of town, or an event. Don't worry, that's going to happen. This is the thing. It's not our fault what happened, but it's our responsibility to fix it, right? If that happened, no problem. Get back on track quickly. Start creating go for a walk, go for a longer walks to burn it off the extras, or be more meticulous with your diet that following week. Instead, overeat, just stick to your 12 to 1400 calories, ladies, or 18 to 2000 calories, gents. Make an effort to get back on track with your diet, okay? But don't blame others. Take responsibility and get back on track quickly. And the next one, self-criticism is not helping. Again, don't have negative thoughts about what you have done. Don't talk bad about yourself. It's the worst thing that you can do. On the contrary, okay, things happen, don't worry, I'm going to do better. So stop whatever you're doing, push the reset button and start over. Okay, that's the best way you can do it. Don't give up, just keep going. Getting off track, now how to get back on track. Okay, now is the time that you analyze what happened, right? Okay, I ate bad because X, Y, and Z. No problem, stop, push the reset button and start over. So in this case, you have to think that you are going, talk to yourself like you are going to encourage a child or a friend. You're going to be very positive, right? It's the same thing. Don't be bad with yourself. On the contrary, talk positive, encourage yourself like a child or a friend. So in this case, you have to analyze what happened, right? What happened? Sometimes emotions play, not sometimes, most of the time, emotions play an important role why we eat or drink, right? Could be positive emotion or negative emotion. You have to analyze what happened. What was the situation that made me overeat? Okay, well, I was so happy because I have a race at work. Hey, I pop up a champagne and this and that, the other. Or I felt that day, I don't know, I was feeling down and I decided just to open a bucket of ice cream and I ate it all, whatever. You had to analyze what happened. First of all, you should not have those items at home. First of all, analyze. So the next time, okay, I feel bad about something, maybe I go to work out instead. Or I feel super happy about something, okay, I will plan a trip or something, but I will not celebrate with food or drinks instead, okay? Now, regain control as quick as possible. Don't tell to yourself, okay, I ruined it, that's it, done, I'm done with this. No, this is going to happen. The worst thing that you can say is that you have done something bad and that's it. You blew it, you don't try anymore. No, you are going to try many times. Just make it simple. The next meal, just make it healthier. That's it. Regain control of your life by making the next meal. No Monday. Sometimes we say, oh, well, you know, it's Friday. I have an event. Whatever, I'm going to wait until Monday. No, don't wait until Monday because you still have Saturday and Sunday. So if you misbehave with food Friday night or Saturday night, just make the next day a healthy day. Start with the next meal, a healthy meal. That's it. No big deal. And keep moving forward. If you cannot move on, it's always good to talk to somebody that is supportive. For instance, call a friend, or you can book your 20-minute follow-up session with me, and we will go over of the things that are working and the things that are not working. The things that are working, you keep going with that. And the things that are not working, okay, we will find a solution, okay? But always talk it through, don't eat it through, all right? One more about getting back on track is concentrate on all the positive things that you have done so far, okay? Because you did one thing bad, you ate the whole pint of ice cream, doesn't mean that it's over. Oh, I'm a failure. Oh, this is not for me. No, don't say that. Delete, okay? Again, talk to yourself like you are motivating a child or a friend. So concentrate on all the good things. For instance, from now on, I mean, at this time, after 2 weeks plus, you've been eating healthy. Wow, has been 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks. Hey, congratulations, right? That's a positive thing. Concentrate on those kind of things. I'm eating healthier than before. That's a positive thing. Or maybe you increase the minute of physical activity. I was walking almost nothing, but right now I'm walking right after breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 miles a day, or I'm hitting my 10,000 steps per day. Wow, that's awesome, right? Or look, I'm eating healthy. I'm walking more and lifting weights, and I feel so energetic now. Wow, that's a great change. Or on top of that, I'm sleeping great. Perfect. So the bottom line is, you do 100 things, 99 things right? But you do only one thing bad, and that's it. Everything is ruined. No. What about the other 99 things that you have done right? You should give a pat in your back or congratulate yourself for the 99 things that you have done right. Don't blame yourself in the only thing that you have done wrong. Don't do that, okay? Again, stop, reset, press the reset button, and get back on track. It's all about building a strong mindset. This is the kind of thing that you have to put into practice to build that strong mindset, okay? So now let's move to why it's so practical to be creating preparing your meals in advance. First of all, reduces stress, right? We are so busy, and if you have a family, a husband, a spouse, kids to take care of, a house, you work 50 to 60 hours a week. Of course, it's gonna be so busy. And on top of that, you have to think about, oh, what I'm going to eat now. Okay, but if you start preparing your meals in advance, no more than 2 days, 1 to 2 days, so you can eat fresh, right? That is gonna reduce stress. One of the main things that we don't want in our life is stress. So by preparing your meals in advance, it will give a little break to your brain about what I'm going to eat next. So stress reduction by preparing your meals in advance. Now, keep you always in track. Why? Because you always have something healthy handy to eat. You open the fridge and you have something, boom, right there. That is a good sign that you are keep going on the right track. Help you with weight management, of course. You are going to eat something healthy. And believe it or not, when you start preparing your meals, you are going to save money. Seriously, try at least to bring 2 lunches from home instead of going to the takeout. Start bringing at least 2 lunches from home. If you can do more, better. And the money that you save in the takeout, those 2 days, put it in a shoebox. At the end of the month, look how much money you have saved, okay? So just give it a try. Now, how we are going to do the meal plan is all about getting organized. Organization is key with meal planning. First of all, the meal planning start getting the essentials from the grocery. We have all different essentials, right? For instance, for us, for me, it would be oatmeal. All we have to have oatmeal and berries. Now, I get the frozen berries. I defrost them the night before, so the next day when I make my oatmeal with almond milk, I put some berries. I like to add chia and flaxseed to create volume. That breakfast is about 300 calories and it keeps me full for about 4 hours because all the good nutrients that I put. So the essentials for breakfast, I have to have them at home, no matter what. And of course, the protein, the fruit and veggies, you know the essentials. So make a list and make sure that you have those essentials. The recipe meals. You might want to try some new recipes, or to make it easy for you, you should have my 3 ebooks about healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if you don't have it yet, just please text me to the number that appear at the bottom, and I will send it, resend again, okay? It's 3 books with recipe idea. But of course, today with the power of the internet, you can find millions of recipes about the food that you like. Whatever I send you is an idea, but of course, not everybody has the same taste. You have to find the recipes that you like, and it's gonna be more enjoyable. And then start a quick reference with the sticky notes. And this is very handy because sometimes we have so many things in our mind that we don't know the temperatures, we don't know the timing, the ratios. So it's always handy to keep in the pantry or close some sticky notes with quick reminders about how to cook or prep meals in a fly, right? So organization is key in any meal planning. Now, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Just remember this, the 1, 2, 3, 1 breakfast, 2 lunches, 3 dinners. Of course, you are going to start with the one that gives you the most problem or challenges, because if you work a lot of hours, maybe lunches are going to be the most challenging one. Okay, try to create the lunches instead, but just keep it simple. And the brainstorming ideas means that, first of all, start with something that you like. What I like? Well, I like bowls, meal in a bowl. Why? Because it's very easy to prepare. It's 1 protein, 1 whole grain, that healthy grain that could be quinoa. In my case, we love quinoa. So protein quinoa and 5 or 6 veggies. Voila. That's very, very practical, very, very easy to make. Balls at night, I can eat balls. Or a salad. If the weather is nice, it's hot, what better than salad? It's just lettuce, tomato, which is only water, protein, and you can create your own dressing. No, be careful with those dressing, not creamy dressing, but you can go to the old-fashioned way where we used to create the dressing with salt, pepper, just a little bit salt, pepper, vinegar, and olive oil. That's it, like a vinaigrette style, very low in calories. So just keep it simple. And if you need, always start with the meal that you had the most challenges. The brainstorming ideas, you might be driving stuck on traffic. What do you think? Start thinking about the next meal. That's how the meal plan starts, right? Instead of getting mad about this traffic, don't worry. There is nothing we can do about the traffic. Why are you going to get mad? Just let it go. But start rehearsing your mind. I would like to try a new recipe. Why not? This is the time to think about. Okay, and theme days is another great strategy. The theme days could be Monday, a protein salad, or meatless Monday. I don't know. And based on that, you create the meal. Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, right? And whole wheat tortilla. And why not veggie tacos? Why not beans, or lentils? Beans, legumes, beans, lentils. All those kind of legumes are loaded in protein. So why not to create a veggie taco, which is very low in calories, with other type of veggies as well. So Taco Tuesday for Tuesday. Wednesday, go fish. Why not a salmon on top of sweet potato and broccolis, for example? I'm just giving you ideas. Doesn't mean that you have to eat it like that. Or a salmon on top of quinoa and broccolis, for instance. Thursday, a bowl dish. I mentioned before, I love those bowls because it's one protein, one grain, and veggies around, and that is delicious. Have you ever tried roasted veggies? My goodness, they taste delicious. The people that say I don't like veggies is because they haven't tried roasted veggies. They taste delicious. Veggies, the way to go for any weight loss program. And then Friday, maybe grill night out. So those are ideas. You are going to create your own theme. But the point is, when you create a theme, bingo, it gives you the kickstart to prepare that meal for that night, or cook once and eat twice. You cook the meal at night, but you have a leftover for the following day. And that's what you take to work, and you avoid going to a takeout and save money, okay? And then for healthy recipes, as I mentioned before, with Google, you can find tons of recipes today. But if you ask me, I will go for Mediterranean diet, recipes from Mediterranean diet. Why Mediterranean diet? Because Mediterranean diet is plant-based foods, and they, of course, use a variety of fruit, veggies, whole grain, legumes, nuts, seeds, but they use very low amount of protein, mainly poultry, the turkey, chicken, and fish. But it's plant-based diet. I was following for a while everything about plant-based. Even there is a movie, a documentary in Netflix, The Game Changers, very popular. I'm not saying that you had to become a vegan to lose weight, but try for a while plant-based diet, and you will see how you lose weight quickly. But the Game Changers, I don't want to make this story too long, but the Game Changer is about plant-based eaters, athletes, compared to meat-eater athletes. Who outperform who? Yes, the plant-based eater athletes outperform meat-eaters. Athletes in both strength and endurance. It's very, very nice documentary in Netflix, The Game Changers. From there, I became a big fan of plant-based diet. Even I tried it for a while, but look at me, I'm 160. I cannot afford to lose weight, and I was losing weight. So I told Laura, my wife, no, stop the madness. I'm going back to my regular diet, which is Mediterranean. It's called flexitarian. Why flexitarian? Because you eat plant-based foods, but you don't give up entirely animal product, because animal product is the one that has the most amount of protein. So I became flexitarian, means that I eat about 70% plant-based foods and 30% animal products, mainly poultry, fish, eggs, a little bit of red meat, not much because the cholesterol, but yes, fish and chicken are the proteins to go for me. Okay, so enough with the Google. You can find anything you want today with Google, right? But the recipes ideas come from Google if you don't like the books that I sent you. And the cooking can be, you can make it very, very simple by having some frozen veggies, for instance, or produce that are ready to go for like salads, or you don't have to do all the work with the beets, coming in a box already prepared for you, pre-cut butternut squash for butternut squash soup. I don't know, the meal prep today almost coming from the supermarket, right? For instance, I like to buy some items from Walmart. Yeah, edible items from Walmart. For instance, the frozen department in Walmart, they have their own brand, which is organic as well. From Walmart, I get my frozen berries, my frozen spinach, frozen kale, frozen corn. A lot of those frozen bags are under $2. And it's very, very it's very easy to defrost and make it part of the side dish. Or as I mentioned before, the blueberries are defrosted the night before, and it's ready to go next day for my oatmeal or for my Greek yogurt. And a bag of frozen berries can never be missed in our freezer because it's very handy. The produce, the same thing, and semi-prepared foods. A rotisserie chicken is always very, very handy. A healthy package component could be one of the items that we use lately is called Kevin's. Kevin's is a pre-cooked meal, delicious, come in different flavors. The one that we like is the barbecue, Kevin's barbecue, something. I forgot the name, but I see it. The brand is Kevin. And then the quinoa, the pre-cooked quinoa, is called, the brand is called Path of Life. We put the quinoa 5 minutes in microwave. In the meantime, the Kevin's is cooking. It takes about 10 minutes to cook. In about 20 minutes, we have dinner prepared. So give it a try. If you're a busy person, you might go with that route instead going for a takeout or drive-through. In 20 minutes, you can have a meal prepared at home. And then about the listing the steps on the sticky notes is very handy. As I mentioned before, it will avoid mistakes of how much I have to cook this or how long it takes that. When I make my own peanut butter protein balls, I already know that is 1 cup. The sticky note is 1 cup of oats, 3 tablespoons of chia, 3 tablespoons of flaxseed, 3 tablespoons of cacao powder, and then I mix all of that with half of peanut butter and mix all of that, and I start creating the balls. Those are my protein bites when I am in a rush. I prepare them in advance, usually on Sunday, and then last about a week or 2 in the fridge. I never pass a week. It doesn't have to be baked or anything. It's just you create the balls, put in the fridge, and when you need a healthy snack, it's ready to go. So it's all about organization and getting in your mind what you can do quickly so you can have something healthy when the hunger attack, or why not the craving for sugar attack. I would rather have my peanut butter protein balls instead any other sugary items that will not give me any nutrients, good nutrients. Okay, so I think it's enough with the meal prep. You got it by now, right? Always prepare yourself in advance. Now, the cooking methods and substitution. The cooking method is very, very simple. Anyway, but fried, of course. So it could be baked, or roasted, broiled, grilled, steamed, many different ways, but no fried. The substitutions. Here is the $1 million question. How can I substitute bread, for instance? This is one of the most difficult ones. Many other items can be substituted, but the bread, it's a tough one, right? Okay, there is a brand, I'm not promoting this brand, but if you want to give it a try, there is a brand that is called Ezekiel. That is a healthy bread, Or if you are going in a restaurant, instead of having the sandwich with 2 buns, take the top off, get just the bottom one, instead of having the white bread. Or let your toaster break and don't replace it. Why? Happened to us. Our toaster broke, and for a couple of days, no toaster. So guess what? Less consumption of bread, because of course I don't eat much bread, but the slice of bread toast with avocado is a good to go. Scrambled eggs on top of bread is a way to go. Sandwiches, tuna sandwich might do it sometimes, but without having a toaster, we had to use the broil of the oven, and it took a while, and you had to wait. And to do all of that is too much effort. You know what? I forget it. I will eat something else. So you eat less bread by having a broken toaster. Just give it a try. Okay, so instead of white pasta, we mentioned before the wheat pasta or zucchini, or any type of veggie pasta. But guess what? Today, there are many companies that start manufacturing protein pasta, lentil pasta, what is the peas pasta. I think there is a brand, it's called Barilla. At the supermarket is very popular. They have a line of protein pasta. Just give it a try. You will not see the difference. You will not taste the difference, because it's the type of sauce that you put with the pasta. The sauce will overpower the flavor of the pasta. So you eat less. You eat a pasta that is more nutritious because it's come with protein, plus your sauce that will neutralize any flavor of the pasta that is not the white flour traditional pasta. Just give it a try. Instead of white rice, the substitution could be brown rice, quinoa, or cauliflower rice. Okay. Cereal, oatmeal. I eat oatmeal almost every morning as breakfast. Instead, mayo, avocado express. I know some people say, avocados are so expensive. Again, I buy some edible items at Walmart, and they bring avocados from Mexico, 80 cents each. I think it's affordable, 80 cents, April 2025. I don't know, by the time you watch this video later on, might be higher price, but right now it's 80 cents. I think it's affordable. Ice cream, instead ice cream, okay, low-fat frozen yogurt or gelato. Yeah, gelato. It's no ice cream, it's more ice than the other fatty version, but hey, substitute, create your mind that you are going to substitute the sugary item for something that is less sugary. It will adapt, trust me. Flour tortilla instead the whole, instead flour tortilla, whole wheat tortilla. Remember, for Taco Tuesday, try the whole wheat tortilla. Instead milk chocolate, why not dark chocolate? Dark chocolate, 70% or higher, good to go. I like the 85. I started a long time ago with 70%. Dark chocolate, 70%. And then I realized that the darker the chocolate, the bitter, it tastes better for me. But that's me. Even better, the darker, the higher the percentage of the dark chocolate, the more protein the chocolate has. Do me a favor, look for the nutrition label next time you are at the supermarket, and look for dark chocolate, 70%, 85 or 90. The higher, the more protein. Or, of course, banana and apples has another type of sweet, sugary taste, but that sugar can be used for energy, right? Not the other sugar that spikes the blood sugar and doesn't do any good in our body. The potato chips, the carrots, I love carrots also with hummus. It's another source of protein. And then instead, of course, the sodas or alcohol, opt for water, green tea, coffee, or any herbal tea. I like peppermint tea, lemon ginger, and many others that. Okay, you got it, right? Herbal teas. You pick the one that you like, and the one that you like, you're going to substitute for any sodas or alcohol. Okay, now, inflammatory foods. This one, yes, all the good stuff, right? Why is that? But this is the thing. A lot of time we eat things and we don't know, wow, I feel so bloated. What's wrong with me? Well, what is wrong is the type of food that we eat. For instance, refined carbs. At this point, we know that will spike the blood sugar. And inflammation, what is inflammation? It's the natural response to injury, right? We get an injury or something, it creates inflammation. Well, the same thing happening inside our body when we eat something that the body feels that is threatened, right? Refined sugar. It's not good, it spikes the blood sugar, but also that it doesn't have any fiber, no nutrients. It's empty calories, right? Empty calories, empty nutrients, but has a lot of calories. So that's the thing that we have to avoid. And if you feel bloated, every time you eat something, do the elimination diet. Don't eat that. Just let it go, because that's the thing that creates inflammation. Sometimes people don't know what the inflammation comes from. It's because we eat all kind of food without noticing what is. So if you want to pay attention, do elimination diet. The things that create inflammation, find substitutions, or let it go. Refined carb, but that was the refined carb. The refined sugar, similar, but this will disrupt the balance of bacteria in the gut. We have the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. The good bacteria love this stuff, and we are killing the good bacteria. When the bad bacteria take over, guess what? We are going to get sick more often. The immune system is going to get weakened. There is another movie, documentary in Netflix, that talk about the healthy gut and overall well-being. And the name is Hack Your Health. Hack Your Health, the secret of your gut, on Netflix. Give it a try, check it out. It's a different type of documentary, but you know, it's very, very informative about how important it is to keep our gut in a good health. Okay, so processed meat. This is another type of poison because it's highly processed type of food, unhealthy fats, additive, preservative. You know, for those processed meat to be in the shelf for a long time, they have to have a lot of chemicals to keep it that way, right? Edible for a long time, months maybe. That's a lot of chemicals. We don't have to put that in our body. Plus the amount of sodium. Sodium retains water. No wonder why sometimes we step on the scales. Oh my goodness, I have gained weight. Well, depending how you ate, if you ate ham or any processed type of meat, it will retain a lot of water. So stay away from that. Try to find a substitution. The fried food, the problem with the fried foods is the type of oil that they use. Of course, it will create inflammation in our body, but not just that. This type of oil increased the LDL, the bad cholesterol. We cannot afford to increase the bad cholesterol. On the contrary, the good cholesterol has to be up and the low cholesterol has to be down. And the alcohol, of course, alcohol creates inflammation, but also kill the good bacteria as well. Again, all this stuff, the bad bacteria says, yeah, we love this, but it's killing the good bacteria. Again, when the bad bacteria take over the good one, it's not good for our health. It's not good. On top, creating inflammation, okay? But now, yes, there is an antidote to that, the anti-inflammatory food. Of course, the things that we don't eat the most. This is the kind of thing that the good bacteria says, yes, finally, it's my time now. Feed me with the good stuff so I can keep you stronger and with this strong immune system as well. So fruit and veggies, mainly for the antioxidants, like berries. Berries are loaded with antioxidants, and try to get always a colorful. The darker the color of the apple. You have an apple that is not too red, the apple that is super red, that's the one with the most nutrients. And always go for the colorful items. And your plate the same. The more colorful your plate, the more vitamins you are having, better nutrients you are having in your diet, that plate. So fruit and veggies, whole grains, we spoke about this before. Always go for whole grains over refined grains. The lean protein, fish and poultry. Notice that I don't say much about red meat because the amount of cholesterol, but yes, fish. If you like fish, there are so much varieties of fish that you will never be bored of eating fish. We like salmon, and go fish on Wednesdays, salmon, quinoa, and broccoli, good to go. And if you eat poultry like a turkey or chicken, make sure that it's without the skin because the fat is on the skin, right? Talking about fat, we have to make sure that we eat healthy fats like avocado, nuts, chia seed, for instance. Fatty fish, salmon and sardines, good in omega-3 fatty acids. Also, nuts and seeds like the almond, walnut, chia, and flaxseed are good in omega-3 fatty acids. These are the kind of that I like for my trail mix. Almonds, walnut, and a few raisins, whatever fit in the palm of my hand, that's a portion. The chia and flaxseed, I use it for my oatmeal with almond milk and berries for my breakfast. I also put chia and flaxseed when I make my peanut butter protein balls. If you want to see the recipe, if you don't follow me on Instagram, please on Instagram the recipe and how I make my peanut butter protein balls. It's very simple to make, doesn't need to have bake, and it's good source of protein as a healthy emergency bite. It's an emergency bite, right? Spicy, you can use turmeric, ginger, and garlic. Lately, I've been using a little ginger in my peppermint tea. I love peppermint tea as an herbal tea, but I put a little bit of ginger and 2 seconds of honey. That's it. That's to strengthen the immune system as well. But it also tastes very, very good. And tea. Green tea, because it's rich in antioxidant, but any other type of herbal tea will do the work. You have to find the one that you feel that is as a digestive type of tea after meal. For me, the peppermint, the lemon ginger, or the peppermint with ginger powder and honey, that's the one that I feel the most pleasant for my digestion. You will find your digestive tea. Okay, so to wrap up, if you don't remember anything that we spoke today about, remember the meal planning. Don't get overwhelmed trying to spend the whole Sunday cooking all the meals for the week, right? It's going to be overwhelming. You're going to spend a lot of time. Why not just to create meals for the next 2 days? Only for the next 2 days. 1 breakfast, 2 lunches, 3 dinners, or vice versa. Or start with the meals that you had the most challenge, maybe lunches because you are busy and you want to take lunch to work. Okay, so meal planning will reduce stress and will save you time and money. So get organized, give it a try, and you will see that it's not that difficult as many people think. Oh, meal plan, and they roll up their eyes, right? The cooking methods, by now you know any way you want, but fried. And the substitutions. Substitution is key in any weight loss program. Trust me, make an effort. We cannot keep eating the same items that we were eating before because we are going to be the same. If we want to change our mind and body, we need to create substitutions and change the type of food that we were eating before. Trust me, most people concentrate on what do they have to give away instead what they think they have to gain. You are going to gain more energy, better sleep. Your weight is going to be noticeable going down, right? If you lift weight, you're going to keep everything tight and getting slimmer. All of that is going to happen. Just give it a try. At least for these 4 weeks. That's what I created those 4 weeks, just to show you that in only 4 weeks with consistent healthy eating, you can transform your mind and body. Just give it a try. 4 weeks will pass very quickly. And the other thing is, this is week 3. Overnight intermittent fasting has been always optional. You don't have to do it, okay? And you have to consult your physician before you start overnight any type of intermittent fasting because it's not for everybody. If you are breastfeeding, forget it. You cannot do it. You have to consult your physician, okay? But in week 3, we are going for 14-10. What is the meaning of that? 14 hours without eating, and then in a 10-hour window, you are going to have your meals. Remember, intermittent fasting is not calorie restriction. It's not. Ladies, you can have your 1,400 calories, or gents, you can have your 2,000 calories, but in a 10-hour window. Breakfast at 9 a.m., lunch maybe 2 p.m., and dinner by 6. That's it. After that, no more eating. Create that habit. You can drink herbal teas, you can drink water, you can drink lemon water after dinner, but try not to eat anything else. We have to let the body rest. I like to say our body during the day is like a busy restaurant. In a peak hour of a restaurant, Nobody has time to clean anything. Or anything breaks, they just push it away and keep going because everybody's busy. The server, the chef, everybody's busy. The only time that the restaurant has time to organize and put everything back in order is when they close the restaurant until the next day. Everybody finally has time to put everything in place. The same thing happens in our body. We eat, drink, eat, drink. The digestion in our body is going crazy all the time, processing, all the time digesting, all the time. Guess what? Intermittent fasting, it will put a stop. It will close the restaurant. Finally, the body has the time to process and use all the ingredients, all the vitamins, all the minerals, everything that we need for our proper function of our mind and body. Finally, so intermittent fasting, it helps the body to put everything in place. So that's what we do it. Among many other benefits, like avoiding to maintaining the blood sugar stable, avoiding eating anything else after dinner. And of course, intermittent fasting, the body uses fat as fuel because we are not eating anything. The body has to keep functioning. Finally, it will tap into fat for fuel. So many good benefits. Again, it's not for everybody. Just give it a try. And if you are doing it from week 1, 12, week 2, 13, 11, this week is 14, 10. Okay? All right, I hope this information was helpful to you, and I will see you one more time for part 4 of our weight loss challenge. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.